Hello and welcome. Today we're going to explore the world of international trade and what it takes to succeed in a cross-cultural business environment. As companies expand their operation to new regions or countries, they inevitably encounter cultural differences that can impact their business dealings. These differences can include communication styles, business practices, and even fundamental values and beliefs. So, what does it take to succeed in cross cultural international trade? It starts with a deep understanding and appreciation of the cultures you are working with. It's also important to be flexible and adaptable in your approach to business. Another key to success is effective communication. This includes not just language skill, but also an understanding of different communication styles and the ability to adapt to them. Ultimately, the key to success in cross-cultural international trade is building trust and strong relationship with your partners. This requires a commitment to collaboration, mutual understanding, and a willingness to learn and grow together.
Imagine a world where the only product and service you could access were those made or provided in your own country. It might sound unthinkable, but that's actually what life would be like without international trade. International trade, in its simple form, is the exchange of goods, services, and capital across international borders or territories. That means the laptop you're using, the copy you're shipping, or the music you're streaming could all be product of international trade. But why is this exchange so important? Well, international trade allows countries to expand their market for goods and services that might not be available domestically. For instance, Japan has an impressive technology sector, but lacks natural research like oil. Through international trade, Japan can export its technological product and import the oil it needs. International trade doesn't just benefit individual countries, it shapes the world economy in significant ways. By fostering competition, it drives industry to innovative and improve. It also promotes economic independence, creating a global network of supply and demand. Sounds pretty simple, right? But really, it's much more complex. The rules and regulation governing international trade can be intricate and they're constantly evolving. They encompass everything from tariffs and trade agreements to embargoes and economization. Another important aspect of international trade is the balance of trade, which is difference between a country export and import. A country that export more than it import has a trade surplus, while a country that imports more than it export has a trade deficit. But it's not just about numbers. International trade also has social and political impression, influencing relationship between nations and infecting the lives of individuals around the globe. So there you have it. International trade, in a nutshell, is the lifeblood of our interconnected world, driving economies, spurring innovations, shaping political landscapes, and influencing our daily lives. Now that we understand international trade, let's delve into the fascinating topic of cross-cultural trade. Cross-cultural trade, a subset of international trade, takes use on an existing journey across cultural and tradition. When we think of trade, we often picture the exchange of goods and service. However, cross-cultural trade is much more than that. It's intricate dance of understanding, adapting, and navigating the various cultural nuances that make our disparate world. Cross-cultural trade is the exchange of goods, services, and ideas across cultural boundaries. It's the process by which a product, idea, or service from one cultural pain is way into the hands, hearts, and minds of individuals and another. It's the beautiful blend of commerce and culture, where understanding a society value, tradition, and language can be as important as the product itself. This vanishing blend of business and culture is crucial to our modern world economy.
In fact, it's the engine that drives civilization. Imagine for a moment the journey of a simple cup of coffee. The beans might be grown in the lush landscape of Colombia, roasted in bustling cities of Italy, and enjoyed in cozy cafe in London. Each of the way, the coffee is influenced by the culture's path through, adding layers of richness and complexity. But cross-cultural trade is not without its challenge. Misunderstanding a cultural nuance can lead to business faux pas or even a failed deal. That's why it's important for businesses to invest in cultural intelligence to navigate these nuanced landscapes successfully. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that In some cultures, a firm handshake is seen as a sign of trust and respect, while in others, it's considered aggressive. There's little nuances that can make a big difference in cross-cultural trade. So, why is cross-cultural trade important? Well, it allows for the spread of innovation ideas, the sharing of unique product, and the fostering of mutual understanding among the different cultures. It expands our horizons, enrich our lives, and play a pivotal role in our interconnected world. So, cross-cultural trade is not just about exchanging goods, but also about understanding different cultures. And in cross-cultural trade, communication is key. Let's unravel the art of cross-cultural trade communication. Diving to the world of international trade, we find ourselves a complex web of diverse cultures, languages, and business practices. To navigate this web successfully, we need to master the art of cross-cultural communication. Imagine for a moment you're a British businesswoman negotiating a deal with a Japanese firm. The Japanese business culture places a high value on respect, politeness, and maintaining harmony. A simple act such as presenting your business card with both hands could signify respect and create a positive impression. But what if you do all this? You could unintentionally disrupt the harmony, jeopardizing the deal. That's why understanding the language, customs, and etiquette of different cultures is so crucial. It's not just about knowing the right words, but also right action, the right tone, and the right context. Now, in today's digital age, we can't ignore the role of technology in cross-cultural communication. From emails and social media to video conferencing, technology enables us to connect and communicate with people from different cultures in real time and across geographical boundaries. But technology isn't a cure-all. We must be mindful of the time zones, the digital etiquette, and potential for misinterpretation when communicating across cultures digitally. Moreover, let's not forget the importance of empathy in cross-cultural communication. Empathy allows us to see the world from another's perspective, to understand their values and beliefs, and to respect their ways of doing business. In the grand scheme of things, cross-cultural communication is a two-way street. It's about learning and understanding, but also about teaching and sharing. It's about building meaningful relationships that extend beyond the realm of business. And as we see the journey through the intricate world of cross-cultural trade, remember that effective communication is our compass. It guides us, helping us avoid pitfalls and navigate towards success. And at the end of the day, isn't that what business is all about? Building relationships, fostering mutual understanding, and creating value for everyone involved. As we see, effective communication bridges the gap between cultures and making trade smooth and successful. Now, let's lighten the mood with a little trade humor. You've heard of term trading places, right? Well, this joke is a twist on that. Imagine this. A British merchant and an Italian businessman decide to swap shops for a day. The British merchant heads off to Italy to negotiate a deal on fashion accessories, while the Italian businessman flies to Britain to broker a deal until he leaves. At the end of the day, they reconnect and share the experience. The British merchant says, "I've never seen so many injustices in meeting before." Italian businessman chuckles and replies, "I've never thought I would need to discuss the weather before talking about the actual trade." It goes to show that trading isn't just about goods and services. It's also about understanding cultural nuances, even if it leads to some amusing situations. Remember, even in serious world of trade, there's always a room for a good laugh.
Theory is good, but examples bring concept to life. Let's look at a real-world example of cross-cultural trade. Picture this. A small artisanal chocolate manufacturer in Belgium, famous for its distinct and high-quality chocolates, and a renowned retailer in Japan, known for introducing unique gourmet products to its market. The Belgian chocolate maker wants to expand its market and sees an opportunity in Japan, while the retailer in Japan is always on the lookout for exotic product to satisfy its discerning customer. The two enter into a business relationship, and the Belgian chocolate soon became a hit in Japan. But this isn't a simple story about supply and demand. The success of this venture hinged on understanding and respecting each other's culture. The Belgian chocolate maker had to understand the Japanese culture, where gift giving is an important social custom. They adjusted their packaging to include beautifully wrapped individual chocolates, perfect for gifting. The Japanese retailer, on the other hand, had to communicate to their customer the tradition and craftsmanship that went into each piece of Belgian chocolate, emphasizing the quality that justified its higher price. The Belgian company also had to comprehend the importance of season in Japanese culture. They created special edition chocolates for cherry blossom season and autumn, aligning their product with this Japanese tradition of appreciating the passing of seasons. The Japanese retailer, in turn, had to explain to their customer the concept of terroir. In Belgian chocolate making, a term used to describe how the soil and climate where the cocoa beans are grown can affect the flavor of the chocolate. It was a partnership that required patience, understanding, and mutual respect. The Belgian chocolate maker didn't just sell chocolates, they sold a piece of their cultures. The Japanese retailer didn't just buy chocolates, they bought into a tradition, a story, and the result, a thriving business relationship, a love for Belgian chocolate in Japan, and a perfect example of successful cross-cultural trade. This example beautifully illustrates how understanding and respecting cultural differences can lead to successful trade relationships. As we draw to a close, let's revisit the key points we've learned about cross-cultural trade. We started off by defining international trade as the exchange of goods and services between countries. This exchange is a significant part of each nation's economy. We then moved on to cross-cultural trade, a more nuanced version of international trade, where understanding the cultural context of the trading partner is crucial. This understanding we learned is gained through effective cross-cultural communication. Recognizing and respecting cultural differences can be a game changer in successful cross-cultural trade. We also shared a light-hearted trade joke to illustrate the complexities of trade in a fun way. And we ended with a real-world example that brought all this concept to life, demonstrating the practical application of the principles we've discussed. Remember, cross-cultural trade is not just about goods and service. It's about understanding, respect, and communication. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of cross-cultural trade.
Before we go, we want to give a shout out to ourselves, Triple S,
Saplin,
Salsa,
and Susan.
Bye.